It's been a week since I filled this tank up with water, and I just want to give a little bit of an update. We're going to do a little bit of a cleaning today. We've got some pretty significant mold on the driftwood here. It looks like the driftwood is waterlogged, so that's good news, but we've got a significant amount of mold just all over it. Even if you look down at the bottom there's a lot of mold as well. It doesn't look like it's spread to the rock or the plant or anything like that, even though it is touching the plant, but it does look like it's starting to kind of spread to the substrate right there. So I want to get in there with a toothbrush and I want to scrape all that mold off. I want to pull that rock out and make sure that the wood stays down. As far as the plants go, there's not really much change in the Java fern. I don't know, maybe it's gotten a little bit taller. The Monte Carlo looks like it's a little bit thinned out. It doesn't look like it's doing so well. It hasn't really spread. This plant back here that I keep forgetting the name of, it doesn't really look like it's experienced much change. However, the dwarf hairgrass has experienced quite a bit of die-off, but it's also experienced quite a bit of new growth. So I think it's just transitioning from immersed to submerged. If you look here, you can clearly see that there's a lot of new growth, a lot of new sprouts shooting off in random directions that are bright and green, but then there's also a lot of brown. So from what I understand, this is very normal. So I feel good about the dwarf hairgrass. I think we're good and rooted there. We're just going to have a considerable amount of melting during the transition phase. But the Monte Carlo, I'm not so sure about the Monte Carlo. It doesn't look well for the Monte Carlo. Maybe I need some brighter light. Let's go over the light real quick. This is what I have for the light. It's just what came with the aquarium. This is just an aquarium kit. I've got 4 of these LED lights in here that have 3 LEDs each on them, so maybe that's not enough light. I don't know. It's been getting 8 hours of light a day. Like I said in my last video, I'm not running CO2 on this tank, so if anybody has any suggestions on how to get this Monte Carlo to really thrive, leave them down in the comments for me. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started getting all this mold off. Okay, it's right after the water change. I got as much of the mold off the wood as I could. There's still a little bit in some areas, but I think over time I'll continue to scrape that off. You see some of it's floating around in the water still. I didn't quite get it all when I did a water change, but that's okay. The filter will get a lot of that. Also, my Java fern came uprooted while I was cleaning the mold, and when I removed the rock that was weighing the wood down, the wood is waterlogged now, but when I removed the rock, it shifted, and my Java fern and some of this Monte Carlo got uprooted when that happened. So I had to fix that. So this is right after a water change. Like I said, there's still a lot of debris floating around, but here we go. Okay, so I really did a number on that Java fern. So I think I'm going to anchor it to I'm going to tie it to the wood. And I've got just the tool to do that with. A twisty tie, or bread tie, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to give that a go. So here's what I ended up doing. As you can see, there's still some mold on that wood. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I hope that maybe the plant outcompetes for the nutrients or something, but right here I just took a twisty tie and I kind of tied the plant down so that its roots are touching the wood. And then right here with the second piece of Java fern, I didn't even need a twisty tie. I just kind of wedged it in there between the pieces of wood and it's staying put. So that's what I'm going to run with for now, and I'll just kind of leave that, and hopefully the Java fern will root onto the wood and I can remove that ugly twisty tie eventually, and hopefully the carpeting plant will take off. Hopefully I'm done disturbing the carpeting plant, because I really did a number on that just now when I scraped all the mold off the wood. I also want to update you on my 29-gallon community tank. The platies in here have bred, and I have fry in here. Let's see if we can get some on camera. There's my platy fry right there. There's one of them. There's at least 3 of them in this tank, but there's one of them. I don't know if you can see it down there in the plant, kind of right in the middle of the screen there. It's one of my platy fry. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you made it this far into the video and you're not subscribed to me, you probably should be. Hit the like button as well if you liked this video. I'll see you next time.